My name's Katie, and today we are going to go through two simple jewelry projects. The first one, you're going to make kind of like a yarn snake. You can make it into a bracelet, a necklace. Some coworkers have even just wrapped it up and made cute little snails with it. It's completely up to you. To do this project, you will need a toilet paper tube or a paper towel tube. You'll need popsicle sticks, yarn, scissors, and tape. The first thing you're going to do is take a piece of tape that will be long enough it can wrap around your tube. And you're going to wrap it so the sticky side is facing out. This will help place your popsicle sticks. You can use however many popsicle sticks you want around it. The more you use, the more tight your chain will look, like this. So for this example, I'm going to use 5. And you're just going to place them so you still have about 1 inch hanging out. And just continue to go all the way around your tube. You can use skinny sticks or you can use the larger sticks, whatever you have available. Once you have them placed, you're going to want to put another piece of tape around to help secure them. You don't want them moving halfway through your project. Next, what you're going to do is grab some yarn, and you'll want to pull a string loose, leave it attached for now, and take the end and drop it down so it comes hanging out the bottom. When you first start this project, it can be helpful to tape this end down so you don't accidentally pull it back up. And then I numbered my sticks just to help you follow along on this video. You do not need to number them. So what you're going to do on your first one, you're going to wrap it around and then take it all the way over to number 2 so it crosses the entire popsicle stick. Wrap it around, take it all the way over to number 3. And you probably guessed it, you're going to wrap it around. Do that again all the way to number 4. I find it helpful to grab right here as you wrap it around. That way it doesn't slide off your stick. Once you get to number 5, or whatever number is your last popsicle stick, you're going to go around one more time. So I'm going all the way to number 1. And you're going to see now I have 2 rows. So you go to number 2, wrap it so you have 2 rows, to number 3, crossing over to number 4, back at 5. So all the way around you're going to have 2 rows. Take your yarn and just place it over number 1, but don't actually wrap it yet. With your fingers, hold that in place. For younger children, it can be helpful to tape it there for them so that way it doesn't lose its tension. And what you're going to do now is take the bottom row and pull it on top and over. I taped it a little tight to the bottom. Take that bottom row and go up and over. And you're going to do the same thing on number 2. So it leaves just that one row. You'll do number 3. Number 4. Number 5. Once you have it so all your sticks have one row, you're going to add that second row again. So remember, we went from 5, cross to 1, wrap it around number 2, wrap it around number 3, number 4, 5, and since we have our 2 rows, we're just going to kind of tuck it by number 1. Take your bottom roll and pull it over. You'll keep doing this until your chain is the length that you want it. It will just start coming out the bottom of the tube. I'll finish pulling these ones down and I will show you how to secure it when you're all done. So I just did a few more rows and I'm gonna say that's all the longer I want it. So what I'm gonna do is cut off my yarn now. And then what you're going to do is when you slide your 1 row off, you're going to take your yarn and pull it through that hole to cinch it up. And you're going to do that for each stick. So I just did number 1. Now I'm going to go through number 2. And you'll just kind of keep going. Younger children might need help with this. It slides off pretty quickly towards the end, and you don't want them to lose any of their chains. And then you do your last one. And at that point you can pull it out. So you'll just cinch it tight. And I like to tie a knot at the end just to make sure it won't become unraveled. And the fun thing with this project is you can experiment with the number of sticks. So this one, I believe, was 6 sticks. This one's only 5 sticks. And then if you use bigger popsicle sticks, your chain will be a lot more loose. For our second project, we are going to make paper beads. For this project, you will need either white paper or scrapbook paper, glue, scissors, and string. Here are a few examples of beads that you could cut out. For the bottom 2, we'll cut triangles. And then for these 2, you'll make something that looks like pants. And I'll show you both of those. For the triangles, you'll just take your paper and cut them like that. Whatever length the bottom of your triangle is, that's how big your bead is going to be, so just keep that in mind. For the other style, you'll actually cut out a rectangle like this, and then change them into pants by cutting the middle part out. So it looks something like that. To make them into beads, you're going to want to use a skewer or a pencil. You'll place it on one end, and you're just going to wrap it around. And you're going to want to pull it tight. This just helps your bead become more sturdy. And then when you get to the end, you'll take a little bit of glue and you'll wrap it around. Any of the extra glue, just go ahead and keep wrapping around your bead. This will actually give your bead a little bit of a glossy look. So you have something that looks like that. And then one tip I learned the hard way, after you do that, make sure you can still move your bead, otherwise they will dry to your stick. For this one, it's the same thing. You just start it, and then wrap your ends up. You'll do that for both sides. Like that. Put a little bit of glue on. Close it up. And then what you'll do is just set those aside to dry. It's best if you set them over a container kind of like this. It just makes sure it doesn't stick to anything that you don't want it to stick to. Then, when they're all dry like this, you can either put Mod Podge over it, you can do another layer of glue, or you can just leave them how they are. Glue and Mod Podge will just make them a little bit more shiny. And then all you have to do after that is start stringing them on. And if you don't have scrapbook paper, you can make your own beads using white paper and markers. One recommendation I have though is if you use washable markers, be careful with your glue because your colors will start to smear pretty good. Once you have all your beads on that you want, just cut your string and tie it. And then you have a one-of-a-kind bracelet or necklace to give to somebody. For more activities like these, check out our website at hastings museum.org. Thanks!